Brandon and Rachel arrive after midnight, rain slicking the city outside, their duffel bags thumping heavy on the apartment floor. Inside they unpack their arsenal, EMF readers blinking with static, ritual blades gleaming with runes, and a battered laptop loaded with a cursed media database stitched together from police reports, urban legends, and message board confessions. They're hunting a VHS tape, a bootleg, never-aired episode of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse whispered about in certain corners of the internet. Its title, scrawled shaky on the label. Don't trust Mickey. Word is, the tape turned up in the burnout wreck of a daycare, its walls scorched black, melted crayons and toys fused to the floor. No one knows what happened to the kids who watched it. They just vanished, leaving only silence and the faint smell of ozone. The two set up their equipment, triple-checking salt lines and the static of the EMF meters as the VCR grinds the tape to life. At first, the episode is almost aggressively normal, obnoxiously cheerful colors, a peppy theme song looping as the familiar cast waves hello. But unease creeps in, subtle at first. The laughter track is a beat too slow, the backgrounds flicker with shadows that shouldn't be there. Brandon scribbles notes. Rachel shivers, blaming the draft. Then the camera lingers on Mickey's face, his pupils draining away until only bottomless voids remain. He leans closer than seems possible, nose flattening against the screen. His voice distorts, splitting into a dozen tones at once. Don't trust me. The animation stutters, lines crawling across the frame like cracks in a mirror. Minnie, Donald, and Goofy appear, grotesquely elongated, their limbs bending in impossible angles. Their eyes are hollow, their smiles knife-sharp. They launch into a song that's almost the right tune, but the lyrics scrape at the edges of sanity. It's time to stay forever. There's no way out, never ever. The melody grates, a child's song warped by static and grief. The television begins to leak, thick red fluid oozing from the edges of the screen. Mickey's voice reverberates, echoing through the apartment, bouncing off the walls until it sounds like it's coming from everywhere and nowhere. Rachel glances at the darkened monitor to her left and freezes. Her reflection is staring back, mouth split in a rictus grin, eyes wild, lips moving in time with the cartoon. She isn't smiling. The shadows in the corners of the room twitch and lengthen, peeling themselves away from the walls to mimic the twisted cartoon characters. The air grows oppressive, heavy with the stink of burnt plastic and copper wire, a chemical tang that stings the eyes. Suddenly, the apartment doors vanish, replaced by blank stretches of wall. Windows melt into the plaster. Panic claws at Brandon's throat as Mickey's face balloons on the TV, his skin bubbling and peeling back, revealing a glistening mass of rotting cartoon flesh beneath. You shouldn't have pressed play, he hisses, his voice churning with static. Donald erupts from the screen, his beak splitting in two, jagged with rows of gleaming, predatory teeth. He lunges, the tape warping his body into a monstrous parody of itself. Goofy's neck elongates, vertebrae snapping like twigs, his head lolling as he scuttles after Rachel with impossible speed. The room erupts in chaos. Blood sprays across the walls, far too vivid and slick for a cartoon, pooling on the floor in shapes that shimmer and crawl. Brandon fumbles for his silver ritual blade, chanting words that taste like ash. He plunges the blade into the spinning tape, the plastic buckling and shrieking. The screen detonates in a shower of sparks, the cartoon world and reality flickering in rapid succession. Mickey's scream twists into gleeful giggling, the sound burrowing deep into their skulls. Rachel, hands shaking, grabs the cursed tape and hurls it into the fireplace. The flames flare up, burning an unnatural violet, the fire hungrily devouring the tape until nothing remains but ash and the faint echo of Mickey's laughter. Silence settles. The room cools. Doors reappear, the air clears, and the stench fades away. But as Rachel steadies herself, she glances down and for a moment her hand glitches, turning pixelated, the edges jagged and unreal. She shakes it off, forcing herself to breathe, telling herself it's just exhaustion. But the doubt lingers, gnawing. As Brandon and Rachel pack away their gear, the camera drifts past their cursed media shelf. There, tucked between a haunted CD and a case of forbidden film reels, sits a new tape, one neither remembers retrieving. The label is fresh, ink still wet, reading, "Don't trust Mickey, Part 2. The implications hang heavy in the air. Curses don't end, they only change shape."